School Salvatore J. Augeri Field for today's girls varsity soccer contest being played between Central High School Knights and our Westerly High School's Lady Bulldogs. Ladies, please line up for introductions. The starters for the Central Knights, who are coached by Rafael Benitez and Janice Gomes. In goal tonight, we have Carmelita Ortega Reyes. I apologize, that's not who's in goal. Marjorie Giron Reyes. Karen Bullocks Garcia. Barbara Alvarez. Lonzo. Marissa Johnson. Sherilyn Tours. Jessica Bacquiz. Emily Colachu. Kimberly Bocabarales and Nellie Urbando. And the starters for the Bulldogs, coached by Jay Hudson, Hillary Toronto, and Evo Diaz. We have number 6, Captain Nina Salino. Number 19, Captain Maddie Fobert. Number 3, Captain Jillian Octo. Senior in goal tonight, Alex Nelson. Number 2, Junior Gia Keegan. Number 1, Junior Sam Sacco. Number 13, sophomore, Cassidy Cisco. Number 22, sophomore, Sydney Hake. Number 21, freshman, Nora Zerberini. Number 11, freshman, Eva Intreri. Number 7, freshman, Kate Rafferty. If everybody would please stand and turn your attention to the flag near the scoreboard for our national anthem. Thank you. Good luck, ladies.
Welcome everybody on this absolutely beautiful Tuesday night here in Westerly. We are live at Sal or Jerry Field. Tonight's matchup, the Lady Bulldogs versus incoming Central Raiders. I am the voice, Greg Morano, alongside producer owner Shane Belanger. We have Lisa up top behind the lens. Together we are Westerly.live. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, or Westerly.live on your web browser. So, tonight's matchup is the first matchup of the week. We touch some boys varsity soccer tomorrow night and some varsity football Friday night. All the action right here on Sal Jerry Field. Teams are huddled up. Officials have met with both squads, and we are just moments away from the start of tonight's matchup. So this matchup here is two teams in different directions this season. The Lady Bulldogs having a great season thus far, coming in with an 8-3 record, in third place in the state. Burrillville in first place at 12-2 overall, 12-0 in the league. St. Raphael in second at 10-1-1, and Westerly sits at third at 8-3. They don't have a huge buffer. Exeter West Greenwich, who Wesley defeated, is 7-4, and Tiverton behind them at 7-5. So every game matters from here on out, and none can be taken for granted. There can be no traps, and these are the games that you have to look out for. These teams coming in with records like this, when you're inching your way towards postseason, sort of can morph into the spoiler role, and it can make their season to ruin yours. So you got to be on defense for that, which means take every team as though they're your battle for the playoffs. The Lady Bulldogs take the field here, and we're about ready to get started. Like I said earlier, the weather couldn't be better. It is absolutely beautiful out. Fans starting to matriculate in here. Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Start, not a normal time. And it's our first game back in a little hiatus. Few days anyway. And I'm glad to be back. The Central Raiders take the field. Bulldogs will start with possession. It will be Sacco at midfield. And we are off, folks. And the Bulldogs move it upfield. The Raiders chase it down. And number 3 for the Bulldogs, Octo captain. Well, defense by the Bulldogs. Bulldogs playing aggressive defense, and the Raiders are already in trouble with a lot of Bulldogs in the area of the goal. And a crossing pass, a beautiful pass, a little push off by the Bulldogs. They get away with it and almost score on the rebound off that pass. The Raiders goalie able to scoop it up. Not extremely aggressive with it, but it sort of went right into her, as you see on the replay. Aggressive start by the Bulldogs. And it wouldn't surprise anybody, as I said, to see the Bulldogs put up a few goals tonight. And the kick goes off of Rafferty's foot back in Central Territory. Zeberini over to Octo. Back to Zeberini, a freshman again. I don't mean a freshman again. Again, she is only a freshman, and you'll hear her name a lot. And that's Keegan, number 2. Puts it up towards the goal, just to the right of the goal. So the Bulldogs pressing early, and again, the Raider goalie is Marjorie Geron Reyes, and they will elect to have one of the defensewomen put it in play for the Raiders. So some action offensively right out the gates here for the Bulldogs, folks. And it's live on the ground, and that's Zerberini again getting her foot on it, misdirecting it, and Bulldogs controlling play. Octo out of bounds it goes, and it's going to be thrown in by the Bulldogs. That's going to be number 7 for the Bulldogs throwing in. That's Kitchen Rafferty. Throws it in the direction of Zeberini. Way to use her body. Beautiful shot on goal just to the left of the goal. Another opportunity for the Bulldogs. And they're pressing, creating these opportunities. So it's not like they're failed opportunities. The Bulldogs offense just playing extremely aggressively out the gates. And they look great to start. how long can the Raider defense withstand this pressure. Bulldogs haven't had any breaks, fast breaks that is, or wide open shots at the goal. They're creating, and that's Zerberini again, already extremely active on defense. You can't get a pass even close to midfield without her misdirecting it. And that's number 3. Octo, centering pass. Bulldogs doing a nice job. Keegan tries to place it low right of the goal, low left of the goal, that is. Scooped up by the Raiders goalie. So Reyes busy to start, to say the least here. And again, Zerberini takes in the inbound. I believe that's just about every one thus far, which there's been many. Keegan, nice pass to Keegan in the middle. And that is well defensed by the Raiders. And back at it goes Zerberini. Rafferty able to misdirect it, as does Zerberini. And to the defense it goes. And that's going to be Salino, the captain for the Bulldogs, the senior. And now it's over to Keegan. In the middle of the field, puts it up ahead. Little bit too far, and the Raider goalie will scoop it up. And this is the furthest down the field the ball has gone. Salino will bring it to the side, and that's Rafferty. And this is the Knights, not the Raiders, folks. Correction on my end. So that's Rafferty up the field again. The Bulldogs pressing. And Octo with it. Gets misdirected towards the middle of the field. And the Knights pushing it up. And there's a whistle, but play is continuing on the far side. That's Fobert, Bulldog captain. And the Bulldogs put it back up the field. On the far sideline, in the far corner. Centering pass to the Bulldogs, pretty much a corner kick. And they had some space trying to get it back in the middle is Octo. That's Sacco in the area as well. It's going to go out of bounds in the Knights' direction. Well, the Raiders played well. Ended with a 0-0 tie for them, and now we're on to the Knights here. And the inbound. Bulldogs battling for it. No free space, little physical play, and the whistle is going to go in favor of the Knights. Central looking for any real estate possible. And they don't know if you're in the area, you contact Mark Wright, Realtor, Coldwell Banker, Coastal Homes. Your satisfaction is Mark's first concern. Buying, selling, market analysis, any of your real estate needs. And out of bounds it goes at midfield, and Central will throw in. So the Bulldogs setting up on their side of the field for the first time today, as the Knights will inbound. And well defensed on the far side by Fobert. Captain for the Bulldogs. The throw in on the far side. Intreri. Again, using her body and creating a break for the Bulldogs possibly. Sacco trying to chase it down. Gets past Octal, but Zerberini's there. So the Bulldogs setting up. Back to Rafferty now. Number 22 for the Bulldogs. That's Sid Hake with it. Up in front, great pass. And Intreri's shot, nice attempt at the lower left corner. Or lower right, that is. And scooped up, as you can see by the replay. So another good offensive effort by the Lady Bulldogs. Eventually it will give if they keep pressing. There is no doubt. The Knight goalie in no rush to get it in. Again, intercepted by the Bulldogs. That is going up the far side. Zerberini steps up and gets a foot on it. And that's going to be Salino. Tries to get it up over the top. And again, the Bulldogs attacking. Pass intercepted. And shot deflected. Another chance on the rebound. Sacco with some space. And the shot on the rebound is good. It's a goal for the Bulldogs. As you will see on a replay. Off of Sacco's foot. The goal, number 13, Cassie Cisco, the sophomore.
Bulldogs goal by Cassidy Cisco.
So the Bulldogs, 7.5 minutes into this one, jump out to the 1-0 lead. Constant pressure by the Bulldog offense to start this. There has been 7.5 minutes of pressure, constant on the central end. And eventually, I said it would break, and it would. Bulldogs creating shot opportunities. Nothing been freely given to them by the Knights. And again, they're on attack. Keegan pressing. And what an important cog she is in the middle of the field. Zerberini all over the field. She is a freshman phenom for the Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs from the far corner. And that's Keegan in the middle. Puts it up on goal just to the left. Nice attempt by the Bulldogs, who seem to be working on things in space, and they're doing in tight space, correction, and they're doing a really nice job of it. So every game from here out matters for these Bulldogs. They have a they play 3 out of 4. Their final 4 games at home. And again, off the foot of the Zerberini. She has not allowed any space for an inbound. And Rafferty on the near side, and that's going to be Zerberini again. And using her body on the defense, trying to center it is the Knights. Unable to really get anything together offensively. Keegan in space to Octo, the captain. Great with the ball, outruns the defense. Going to put it on goal just to the left. Another opportunity by the Bulldogs. So they've had about 3 more since the goal that just occurred, 3 minutes ago. So if you can put it on goal every minute or so, it's a good equation for success. But what I was saying is today at home here at Solid Jerry Field, we have Central. They head to Narragansett on the 21st. And then from there, it's 3 in a row at home to end the season. Exeter West Greenwich, who I mentioned, right behind the Bulldogs. So that's a huge game. Burrillville, who is in first place at 12-0. That is an enormous game. And Narragansett, who sits at 4-2-2, who has had a little bit of a shorter season, but record-wise, winning percentage is what they go by. So the Bulldogs have a tough road ahead. This is a must-win, and everyone wants to get out healthy and a little better than they walked in, for sure. So back to the action on the field. We haven't missed anything, I assure you. I would have interrupted myself. Octo running down the far side, and now we have an opportunity here. A great passer as well, centering pass, and that's going to be a beauty. Equivalent to a corner kick. Number 18 on the scene, Julia Baruti, the senior, chips it in off the right foot, but you can't get a better pass than Octo provided. Displayed her dribbling skills, ability to get away from the defense, centering pass from the corner. So a corner kick on the move from Octo, the senior captain, to Baruti, the senior, for the second goal of the game for the Bulldogs. So the first goal by Cassie Cisco, the second goal by Julia Baruti. Not the first 2 guesses you would have, but that's exactly what you want to see today. And that is a sophomore goal and a senior goal. And the whistle, and we're live again. Bulldogs ahead, 2-0. 10.5 minutes into action here. Rafferty on the defensive end for the Bulldogs clears it up to Zerberini on the near side to Octo. Octo's dribbling skills again, creating space. Out of bounds by Central, I believe, and Rafferty is going to come up the sidelines. Octo with a very active start to this one, along with Zerberini, and the throw-in well defensed. And on the far side, it's Fobert, who puts it up ahead. That's Baruti, and the Knight goalie scoops it up. No doubt the Bulldog offense working up an appetite should definitely call in an order after the game. CC O'Brien Sports Cafe, or stop in. Open Tuesday, that's today, through Sunday. Indoor and outdoor eating, delivery, takeout, great food, great atmosphere, 22 TVs, sports on all the time. All the NFL games on Sundays. That's CC O'Brien Sports Cafe, right over the bridge in Pawcatuck, folks. Out of bounds in the Bulldogs' direction. Again, offense pressing the Knight defense. And that goes off the head of Fobert, and the Knight defense steps in, trying to get it up over the Bulldog defense somehow, or at least onto the Bulldog side of the field, because fatigue will for certain set in as the Bulldog defense forces it out of bounds and will take over again. The Knights unable to get to midfield, haven't crossed midfield with an offense or with any semblance of a play thus far. Our goalie getting probably a little bit tight out there. It is brisk down on the field for certain at this time of year in the fall, and zero activity. Our hands haven't touched the ball since we have started. Baruti centering it. Zerberini somehow manages to get it through three defenders, and here is Celino again. And in the back, Hake going to turn the corner. Probably the fastest of our defensive players, Hake, again, young on the field, another sophomore. The Bulldogs sport a lot of underclassmen. Bright future for certain for this Lady Bulldog squad. But the future is now, this season, having a great season. And as I said, some huge tests upcoming. Everybody in front of them and one team right behind them. The fortunate thing for the Bulldogs is they're all pretty much right here. The comfort of their own home. The inbound to Hake. Right back to Octo. Another centering pass, this one low. A little too much velocity on it. Went off the foot of the intended receiver. Celino keeping it in Knight territory. And Fobert puts it over the top. Little bit too far, gets to the goalie. Meanwhile, our goalie, quite lonely, I'm assuming Nelson is, senior, by herself for the entirety of this one thus far. And Celino takes it back to Hake, over to Rafferty, and back to Hake it goes. Up ahead, attempted to get it up ahead of Octo. And well defensed by the Knights. Unable to get around the Bulldog defense, though. Hake with it. Out of bounds. Bulldogs direction. Going to be thrown in by Rafferty. Right in front of us here at midfield. And it is taken by the Knights. Central's defense, like I said, has to be, fatigue's got to be becoming a factor. And that's Fobert. Outrunning on the far side, tries to keep it inbounds, unable to do so. Central will throw in. And the throw-in is going to be number 6 for Central. And Fobert steps in. And pressing again. Back to Hake. Over to Rafferty. Nice pass up ahead. Pushes her where she wants to go. And towards the middle of the field. Going to get it back to Octo. And that's where it eventually goes. Outrunning our defender. Centering pass. Beautiful assist. What an assist it was. Another goal. That one by Julia Baruti, putting it right on her foot, this time on the ground. As the replay shows, the connection works again for the second time. One time, first time Octo puts it in through the air, the second time on the ground. So Octo with 2 assists on the night, both to Baruti. Beautiful passes. Showing her weapons, dribbling-wise, able to run down, pass, able to get around her defender, and pretty much corner kicks on the fly, and you can't do it any better. Through the air or on the ground, she has put it on the foot of Baruti, who has done a great job of misdirecting it where it needs to go to get past the goalie. The Bulldogs now ahead by 3. First goal of the day, Cassie Cisco, the sophomore. Second to Baruti. Bulldogs again pressing. And the Central goalie steps up, puts it out of bounds to throw that one effort. I believe fatigue already becoming a factor here for Central. We aren't quite halfway through the first half. 3-0, the throw-in. And over the top and out of bounds it goes. Central will take possession. We are Westerly.live, a product of Nomad Web Solutions. From the mind of Shane Belanger, cutting-edge web design and development. Live streams, weddings, memorials, fundraisers, you name it. Go to nomadweb.solutions. Bulldogs still pressing on the field. Whistle's going to go in favor of Central. Central needs to somehow make some kind of connection, some kind of contact. Their best bet at the moment would be wireless zone at Duns Corners Westerly, authorized Verizon dealer. All the latest phones, including the iPhone 13, repair zone as well. Cracked screen, new battery. We got you covered. Located next to Duncan at Duns Corners. That is wireless zone at Duns Corners Westerly. Play at midfield. Up goes Maddie Fulbert with it, changing direction entirely. And Cisco fighting for possession. Rafferty with it, right in front at midfield. And it's going to go up in front. Beautiful pass in front of Cisco. And she can center her shoot, and she tries the shot just over the top left corner. Bulldogs working every angle on offense, attacking from every possible way. And inbounds is going to go to Central. Just been non-stop offensive pressure by every Bulldog on the field from the opening whistle of this one. Again, we are live here, Salor Jerry Field, where the Lady Bulldogs enter 8-3. Central visiting, struggling this season. In Trary, correction, that is Cisco gets in the way of the inbound, takes possession over. And a centering pass just off target. Almost a quick assist, one-time goal to the left side it goes. Just deflected enough by the goalie, actually, now that I saw the replay. Replays by Westerly.live, of course. And the whistle and the kick in. Fulbert steps in front. And down goes a Knight. Up she gets. And up the sideline we go. So this Central team giving everything they have. There is definitely no quit. Bulldogs just a little bit quicker. All over the place at the moment. This is one of the games the Bulldogs got to work on things early. As they seem to be doing. Trying everything. Different things. Octo could have attacked both of her assists several different ways and chose to work on corner passes, one through the air, one on the ground, and beautiful, beautiful passes they were. Bulldogs up ahead again with beautiful passing on the goal and off the foot of the Central goalie. Again, Keegan with it in the middle, and she's going to put it on the net, just to the left, that is. So 2 attempts by the Bulldogs. And we are just approaching the halfway mark in the first half. Bulldogs ahead 3-0. not being tested defensively, but offensively passing every test, working on different things. And that is going to be Cisco on the near side to Rafferty towards the middle. And there's 3 Bulldogs and 1 Knight. And they're able to clear it. Good job by Central to thwart that offensive effort by the Bulldogs. Thrown in by Rafferty. And again, the Knights doing a good job at goal where they've resided this entire game. And Hake is going to take it defensively. Great dribbling skills. And pass it away. Rafferty right back to Hake. Switches sides of the field already. Still with possession. Great job creating space. The one-lady show at the moment. And out of bounds off of Central. So the Bulldogs again pressing offensively. Rafferty is going to throw in. And another scoring opportunity for the Bulldogs. So again, later on in this one, I'll go over the standings as I went through them quickly earlier, but it appears we'll have time to break them down a little bit further. This Lady Bulldog squad will undoubtedly make the playoffs. It's all about positioning now. And the inbound off the side of the foot of the Bulldogs. So a missed opportunity, but safety valve in the back. Solino, the captain, still not allowing Central anything offensively. Not a single shot that the goalie has had to respond to, let alone a shot on goal. Our goalie has not had to touch the ball yet. Waiting on the inbound on the far side for the Bulldogs. And here we go. Little chip pass. Central steps in. Up ahead, they try to get it, but that's Solino. And Intreri on the defense on the far side. Quick throw in by the Bulldogs. And number 8 for the Bulldogs, Gervasini on the far side. Out of bounds and over the fence. This is when they should stop at Teddy's Toys. Sporting goods on hand, as well as just about any other toy you could imagine. Stuffed animals, model building, board games, classic toys, modern toys. Like I said, sporting goods. Everything needed to enjoy your cycling adventures on hand from Remy's Cycles. This is all at 53 Railroad Avenue, folks. Remy's Cycles and Teddy's Toys. Hometown service for all of your cycling needs. The latest in e-bike technology, cycling accessories, clothing, safety gear, everything you need right on hand. 53 Railroad Avenue. That is Remy's Cycles and Teddy's Toys. And the Bulldogs still inbounding from the Central end of things. We have missed not much on the field. Out of bounds it goes. Central just battling on their heels the entire game thus far. We are Westerly.live and have a lot of action right here on Sal Algieri Field coming up for you, folks. We'll be right back here tomorrow with some men's varsity action. And then Friday again for some varsity football action. The Bulldogs looking to bounce back off of a tough loss on the road last week. But the here and now, Lady Bulldogs working on things here as the road ahead stiffens. And the offense still in front of the goal. Haven't gotten one to the goal yet. Zerberini steps in front. And pretty much it's an inbound-outbound game right now by the Bulldogs versus Central. They're stepping in and just kind of trying to do anything they can to thwart the Bulldogs' offense, whether it be kicking out of bounds or not. They've had no opportunity to get it over the top. With Hake in the back, that provides them with little to absolutely no chance because she has the best speed that I see. And Central will throw in from the far side. I can feel a little bit of a breeze up here. I can only imagine what poor Alex Nelson for the Bulldogs is feeling down there. She's been quite lonely and immobile here in the first half. And Central trying to push it over midfield here with still have 3 Bulldog defenders, 4 that is actually. And they're down the sidelines and up it goes. Hake right there on the defense. This is as far as they've made it down. They do have somebody up ahead if they can try to get it to her. And Celino steps in, out of bounds it goes. Captain leadership tries to step in and put an end to the night threat. This is the furthest they've gotten down the field here. And I'm hoping to see something on goal. Unable to do so, Hake puts an end to it, sending it back towards midfield. On the far side it goes, and the Bulldogs take possession. And will throw in. It's going to be Octo throwing in for the Bulldogs, who, as we see, has switched sides. Keegan in midfield, and that goes off of the back of Zeberini. That's actually off of the elbow. I'm assuming we'll see if we saw a replay, unbeknownst to her. But that will change possession as the ball sits idle, all alone in the far corner. We're going to roll in a new one and leave that one there. All right, so we're going to start in the middle of the field. And down the middle it goes, and unable to get past Zeberini again. And number 1, Cisco for the Bulldogs. Sacco, that is. Battling in the middle. Back to Hake and over to Rafferty. And dribbling around her opposition, trying to center it. A Knight gets in the way. Rafferty back with possession. Centering pass. Central gets in the way. Rafferty again on defense. Out of bounds it goes in the Bulldogs' direction. It's going to be Hake, number 22, throwing in for the Bulldogs. And up the sidelines, creating space, allowing for time for her teammates to come up. The whistle blows, and Central will take over. And that was Cassie Cisco at the moment with the ball. A pair of sophomores for the Lady Bulldogs. And the throw in down the near sideline. Zeberini using her body and foot. And up steps Hake. Now over it goes. Keegan midfield, great dribbling. And just out of reach of her teammates. So Central will throw in from just over midfield. And we have 12 left to go here in the first half. Central has actually done a pretty good job here. It's only 3-0, and the constant pressure the Bulldogs have put on, not necessarily with a ridiculous number of shots on goal, just the length of play, time of possession, and time that the ball's been on Central's third of the field has been ridiculous. The fact that our goalie has not yet been in action is also says a lot about our defense and our constant pressure. So Central's first opportunity here to put one on the goal, the throw-in. And they are able to rein it in, but directly out of bounds it goes, and the Bulldogs will throw it in. And that was kind of unforced, so the Bulldogs will take it and throw in. It's going to be Rafferty, it looks like. And there's a little mass substitution here, 3 in, 3 out for the Bulldogs. In to the near side is going to be Intrari. And that's where they throw it. Up the sideline immediately, put it to work. And ahead for herself, she puts it. And Central able to run it down using her body. No quit in these Knights. Bulldogs will retain possession. Rafferty's going to throw in. So, see, it doesn't really matter the substitution or not. Bulldogs are pressuring. Inbound just over the top. Swing and a miss gives the Bulldogs a chance. And Sacco just off the post. Fobert with possession on the far side now. Bulldogs talk about inches away. Great job creating space. Great job giving themselves an opportunity. And today they can afford those inches to go in that direction. These upcoming 4 games for the Lady Bulldogs, they need that ball to go 3 inches to the right. And there's no joking about that. They really do. And a nice defense puts up another opportunity scooped up by the Central goalie. Depending on who's determining what a save is and what isn't, this Central Knight goalie has a large number on her hands in the first half here tonight. Central defense able to run it down, get it to midfield, and Hake is on hand to take over. Keegan back to Salino. And a chance to get ahead, but not with Hake, as she takes it down to the other side. Salino able to run it down in advance. Nice dribbling by Salino, the captain. Plenty of real estate in front. Mark Wright must have been contacted. Coldwell Banker, Coastal Homes. He's your man, all your real estate needs. Number 7, Rafferty on our side. To the middle, Zerberini with it. Up ahead in Treri's direction. Leads her. Great pass by Zerberini. And Treri's going to be able to put it ahead or put a shot on herself. Good defense by the Knights. Still able to put it ahead, and just off the goal. Well defense, just missed opportunity. Nice pass by Entreri. Just too many bodies, I think, in such a small area, really. Nobody did too much wrong there, that's for certain. Bulldogs pressure, constant pressure, constant pressure. And the inbound off Keegan. The senior for both junior for the Bulldogs, correction, coming back next year. Huge part of this Bulldogs attack. Zerberini puts it up. Sacco with possession in the near corner. Trying to turn it. And a central defender cuts the path and out of bounds. Bulldogs will, I believe, throw in, but we're going to see whether they get the kick. I'm not sure if it went down the far end or out of bounds on the far side. And it is going to be a corner kick for the Bulldogs. And it's a beauty right on spot. Great job by the Knight goalie. You know what? She took a chance. She ran out, played it aggressively. There was 3 Bulldogs in the area. Couldn't have put it in a better spot. Kudos to the Raider goalie. And that's Marjorie Reyes. Constant pressure tonight. An unrewarding job, I should say. Unforgiving as well when you've had this much pressure. Great job taking the chance, running aggressively out, and fielding the corner kick. While I explained all that, the Bulldogs continued their offensive pressure, minus any shots on goal. But as far as time in the central third of the field, it has got to be a ridiculously one-sided number. And up the side, far side, goes the inbound, but the Bulldogs are waiting. And ready to throw in is going to be Keegan. Correction. Bulldogs making a little change, and actually the official is going to rule it in the other direction, and Central is going to throw in. So we are approaching the 6-minute mark here at Sal Jerry Field. Westerly Lady Bulldogs Varsity Soccer 3-0. Could be a lot higher of a number. Credit to the Central Knights, and who are pressuring right now. So I'm going to go on to this because that hasn't been. We haven't been able to say a lot of that. Out of bounds it goes, and Central will throw in. And they're trying to rush things. They want their teammates to move up the field a little bit here. Bulldogs defense and Hake's foot ready, as they have been all night. So there's no quitting this Central team. 90% of the game has been on their side of the field. Great play by Zerberini to turn the corner and put it up ahead. And that is going to be Intreri throwing in for the Bulldogs on the near side. So the Bulldogs with constant offensive pressure this entire half, be it shots on goal or just in the area, and the Central goalkeeper constant pressure, only giving up 3, could have given up 6, 7, 8 goals. Zerberini, what dribbling skills right there, creating space. And Central pressuring, but Zerberini able to stay with it around the defense, and out of bounds it goes. Central is going to take possession, went off of Zerberini, so it is going to go in the Knights' direction here with under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Throw in down the near side on the ground. And a whistle, but it's going to stay in favor of Central. Still trying to get that infamous first shot on goal here, hopefully. A young Central team coming in. A no-quit team from what I see. A clean, no-quit soccer team here with a bright future. Bulldogs doing what they're supposed to do, but a little bit better than that, so you got to credit them as well. Can't just say anything is expected. I mean, this has been constant. And every player on the field has been up to the challenge whenever their number has been called. Many substitutions by the Lady Bulldogs thus far in the first half. And everyone has stepped up. I will keep harping on the Bulldogs' future here a little bit further in the second half, which I'm personally excited about. Be able to see a good portion of it here at Sal Jerry Field. And for such a young team, they're going to be battle tested when they do walk into the playoffs for certain. So we're waiting for the throw in here as they retrieve the ball. There still is that lonely spare ball in the far corner of the field up there. I'm not sure anyone knows about. And Central battling midfield. Keegan says no. Up to Zerberini goes. And Trary on the near side. And the Central defender steps in and is able to get it out of bounds, and it is going to be thrown in by Rafferty. So a little bit of late pressure here, under 3 minutes. Trying to make a late connection. Keegan, far side, they're reaching out to the wireless zone at Dunn's Corners, and the connection just wide left. Wireless zone at Dunn's Corners, your authorized Verizon retailer. Always make a connection there. All the latest phones, including the iPhone 13, repair zone as well, cracked screen, new batteries, they will have you covered. Located next to Dunkin' Donuts in Dunn's Corners. So, up to the task, to the Central defense. Inbound, Keegan, the recipient, can put it right back on goal if she wants, dribbling her way in. And to the low right side, in the goal it goes. So the Bulldogs are able to make that connection. And that is Gia Keegan creating space with herself and just nestling it in, tucking it right in on the ground under the goalie, lower right corner. Bulldogs working on different things for certain. I do believe that they could have a higher number if they wanted. I do believe that. They are working on some difficult things. That was a difficult place to put it, and there were some easier spots. Great goal, great dribbling, and a 4-0 score at the moment. 1:44 to go. Bulldogs lead. So the Bulldogs, 3 people putting it on the board as Baruti has scored 2, and they are still trying to pressure here. So the Bulldogs right now, Zerberini with it in Central territory. Keegan again in possession to the far side, trying to get it to Fobert, co-captain. And they do, who has it in the corner. A live corner kick is what we essentially have here. If we remember at the beginning, opening things up, and there she is. I was just saying that is Octo. Zerberini with possession, creating space in the middle. And that's going to be another, folks. Zerberini creating space in the middle herself, and with a lot more velocity on that one to the right side of the goal. Bang, bang. The Bulldogs strike twice. Same spot, different method at about 15 miles an hour, and your freshman has tacked on a 5th goal here in added time for the Bulldogs. So goals thus far start for the Bulldogs. Number 13 opened things off, Cassie Siskel, and that was off of a live corner kick assist by Octo. We can't forget the first two goals. Octo, beautiful corner kicks, which weren't corner kicks, they were live action corner kicks. Assists, essentially, is what they turned into. And senior Julia Baruti, responsible for goal number 2 and 3 for the Bulldogs. Junior Gia Keegan, responsible for the 4th goal just a moment ago. And just seconds ago, freshman Zerberini tacked on number 5 for the Lady Bulldogs. So we are in added time, and I was just making sure I had my eyes on the monitor as well, because the Bulldogs have not let off the throttle. There is constant pressure, and I do not want to miss a goal. And there's the whistle that no doubt Central has been waiting for. A flurry at the end of the half, what looked like it was going to be a 2-3-0 half. A great effort by the Knights, but the Bulldogs definitely showed that they are a conditioned team. Constant pressure, foot on the gas, and they used a large number on their sideline, using everybody today. Large number of substitutions. That quick bang at the end of the half, that has a lot to say for the second half for the Bulldogs, who have worked on a lot of different things in a lot of different ways. You can see that that's what they're trying to do, is work on some things tonight and not just necessarily attack, just trying to get a goal any way they can, which you'll probably see going forward, which is normally the case. So the Bulldogs working on things. Going into the half, hold a 5-0 lead, which I'm sure their coach will say was expected. As Central coming in, Central, a lot of perseverance by this team, no quit in this team whatsoever, and a lot of credit to Marjorie Reyes, their goalie, only a junior, and man, has she been active all night long. Conversely, the goalie for the Bulldogs, our very own Alex Nelson, has to be, I don't know, hoping for some kind of action in the second half. Who did not face any threat whatsoever in the first half, as Central did not have any shots on goal. Another compliment to the Bulldogs. So here we are at half, 5-0 Salo Jerry Field. We're going to head off to break here, folks, and we will be back shortly. Welcome back, everybody. And the teams are about to take the field for the second half of action. I am the voice, Greg Morano, alongside Shane Belanger, producer and owner of Westerly.live. We have Lisa behind the lens up above, and we're about to give you second half action live from Sal Augeri Field. The Lady Bulldogs varsity soccer squad holds a 5-0 lead over the visiting Central Knights. This is an early, I don't want to say break, no games are break. This is an early opportunity for the Bulldogs to work out some kinks, try out some new things. I think they did that in the first half successfully, going into the half with that 5-0 lead, but scoring in a myriad of different ways. First goal off the foot of Cassie Cisco, followed by 2 off senior Julia Baruti, followed by Gia Keegan, and finally freshman Ina Zerberini with the 5th. And we are live in the second half here, folks. Opposite sides we have flipped, so if we're looking to our left a lot, that'll be a huge difference here, because Alex Nelson, our goalie, did not have any action in the first half, and when I mean she had none, she had none. We have our first break of the first half, and Sacco puts it on goal. Good, well defended at the last second. It was a good break. First opportunity of the half, no huge surprise, goes to the Bulldogs. A very fatigued Knight team must have went into halftime. And for opening kick by the Knight goalie appears to be frustrated kick. We are on the far side. All battling by the Knights, though. No quit in this soccer team. Bulldogs doing everything they can to keep it in bounds. And finally it'll go to the possession of the Knights. Bulldogs have been relentless on both sides of the ball. Clearly, to have no shots on goal, that is a huge statement as far as your defense goes. Captain Nina Salino starts everything off there, and several underclassmen follow right behind. Capped off by a freshman, Zerberini, who doesn't get off the field at all. The throw-in, and speaking of, number 21 in the middle of it and comes out with it for the Bulldogs. Pass to the far side. Rafferty making moves inside, good dribbling, and a little bit of physicality on the far side by Central. And they pass it up. It's going to be Hake who steps in with the steal, and it stays in bounds. Hake with it, and puts it towards the middle. That's going to be Zerberini turning it around. Nice job. No look pass to the far side. And right there is Cisco with it for the corner kick on the ground. And the Bulldogs are going to put just over the top. I almost called it ahead. I thought they were going to sure goal. Just off balance, kick just over the top it goes. It was misdirected beautifully by Entreri for the Bulldogs, who was going down when she did it, as you can see on that replay. So the Knights avert another goal by the Bulldogs, but the Bulldogs' pressure continues. The Bulldogs passing from the side, from the corners, has been beautiful this game. Right on target, up in the air or on the ground. Maddie Fober, captain, pushing it up from her spot on defense in the corner. The pass is deflected by the Knights out of bounds, so the Bulldogs will have an official corner kick here. Or correction, it looks like it's going to go in favor of the Knights. So we have just started the second half here, folks. We are Westerly.live. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, or just log us in on your web browser at Westerly.live. We are here with the Varsity Lady Bulldogs, who you're going to hear more from in the upcoming couple weeks as they make their playoff push. They have some tough battles ahead to finish their regular season. The good news is pretty much all of them besides one is right here from the comforts of their home confines, Sal Augeri Field, which means you'll be hearing a lot of us. A young Bulldog squad coming in with a big chance here. Number 1 for the Bulldogs, centering it. It's going to put, steps in at the last second. I was sure the defense comes out of nowhere. She was going to have a shot on goal. Great D by the Knights to prevent it. Again, a Bulldog opportunity thwarted by good Knight defense. So as I was saying, if they're here, that more than likely means that we will be here with all the action. This young Bulldog squad is 8-3. With all the excitement you could want going into the playoffs and a great future ahead. Cisco passing to the near side. Fobert with it, turning it up. The captain puts it up and out of bounds it goes. And we're going to head in the other direction. Couple balls roll down there. There's a few on the far end. And don't forget, folks, for all your sporting goods, latest in all e-bike technology, regular mountain bike accessories, cycling accessories, clothing, safety gear, local hometown service, 53 Railroad Avenue, Remy's Cycles and Teddy's Toys. Sports toys, stuffed animals, model building, board games, classic toys, modern toys, everything you need possible to enjoy your cycling adventures as well. Especially with holidays coming up. Stay in town. Remy's Cycles and Teddy's Toys. Central throwing in. 5.5 minutes into the second half here, folks. Looking for something to get the ball over the top of this Bulldog team to get this goalie active for the Bulldogs. And Keegan in the area. Up steps Cisco. And they can't clear it as Rafferty is in the way. And nice bicycle kick by Zerberini. Keegan on the defense for the Bulldogs. And will set up the throw in for the Bulldogs. There's space in front of. Down goes Zerberini. Right back up she goes. Fobert tries to center it. Deflection, puts it ahead. That's Sacco. And good physicality by the Central defense in front of the goal. Sacco right there with it. Passes it. That's going to be Zerberini right back to Sacco. Push to the ground. Physical play in front. And the Central goalie able to come away with it. Not a real clean opportunity for the Bulldogs. Central playing a little bit more physical up in front of the goal this half, I noticed. And we are near midfield. Central with it. See how far they can get it. They can get it up ahead, possibly. There are about 5 Bulldogs. And there are now 3 Central players. And Zerberini puts a foot on it. And that allows her defenders to join in. And up the far sideline, that's Octo with it. Bulldogs end that opportunity and regain field position. And she has proven she can put it in front of the goal and does it again. And that's going to be her 3rd assist if it wasn't redirected at the last second. But man, Octo is money on her passes. That one was missed and it was redirected. Who gets credit for it? Great pass by Octo, centering pass. The goal doesn't. And it is cleared by Central. So if it hadn't been redirected, it would have been beautiful. Unfortunately, it went off the Bulldogs' hand. And pressure again. Keegan puts it up ahead. So this Central team definitely came in for a conditioning workout tonight. So number 3 for the Bulldogs, the captain almost set with her 3rd assist. At no fault of her own, put it in the perfect spot. But the score remains here. We are almost 9 minutes into the second half, and it is 5-0 Westerly. Central throwing it. And the Bulldogs at midfield will run it down, coming to the near side. That's Cisco with it, showing her dribbling skills and a little bit of physicality with it. Nice job getting by all the defenders. And at the last second, one comes in, down she goes, the whistle blows, and that's going to change directions for things. And it is going to go the other way. Looked a little incidental. And the kick in. Central with possession. Still trying to get one up and over the top of this Westerly team. Still trying to make that connection. And the Bulldogs with a chance here. Defense runs across at the last second, preventing Cisco the shot on goal. A little bit of extra physicality with elbows there, and still no whistle on Central. Bulldogs will retain possession and throw in from the sidelines. It's going to be Keegan throwing in. Doesn't know the exact ruling here. It's going to be done by Rafferty. And she is going to put it in off her foot. Bulldogs set up. And another opportunity on goal is what they're looking for here. And she puts it up right where she needed to in the middle of everyone. Nice job of the Knights clearing it. But right back in their direction it goes. And out of bounds off the Knights. Knights just unable to make that connection. They just simply refuse to contact wireless zone at Dunn's Corners Westerly, your authorized Verizon dealer. Your connection's guaranteed. All the latest phones, including the iPhone 13. And the Bulldogs just missed making their connection. Just left of the goal. I would have brought you if it was closer. Back to the wireless zone at Dunn's Corners. They are located next to Duncan in Dunn's Corners Westerly. Central kicking in from their own goal, however. And we are now 11 minutes into the second half. Still no shots on goal for the Knights. Bulldogs pressing. They get it ahead. And unable to run it down. Out of bounds it goes. Back to the Central goalie. And the inbound from Central. Steps in is Zerberini. And just on time, the Knight goalie runs it down yet again. Trying to allow our team up the field a little bit. Fatigue definitely an issue already. And the Knights really with nobody on the bench to help out. It's definitely short numbers. And these girls are forced to stay on the field. So they're doing one heck of a job with no substitution. Up the sideline, Fobert just ahead of herself, out of bounds it goes. So the Knights will turn and throw in. And as I look over there, there's really nobody dressed whatsoever to substitute and give any of these girls a break, which makes what they're doing even more commendable. Throwing in for the Knights. Looking for a location right about in front of us here. And the throw in. Gia Keegan steps in, uses her head. We're at midfield battling. And Nina Salino, the senior, takes over. Fobert puts it up ahead for the Bulldogs. And there's more of us than them. Central clears it out of bounds. Bulldogs will throw in from the far side. I believe it will be Rafferty. Letting her team gather themselves. Throw in. Salino uses her body. But Central steps in and takes it. Up the far side, still with it. Clearing pass, hoping someone can run it down. And someone does, but that someone is a Bulldog. And a great job by Sacco to run that down and turn it around. Out of bounds it goes. Central will throw in. But again, the throw in will reach about midfield. We've been working on pretty much half a field all night here. And the whistle. Bulldogs step in. Keegan. And for Salino. Great dribbling skills. Central is physical. Up comes Cisco with it. And she centers it. Great job stepping in. Was Central. Prevent a shot on goal for the Bulldogs. No quitting this night team or this Bulldog. Well, nothing thwarting this Bulldog effort either. Neither team. But just if you just look at the benches and see how many spares and reserves the Bulldogs are rolling with, and Central coming all the way down with not even one person to give a breather to. Rafferty with it from the corner. Up in the air, just over the head of Octo. And the Bulldogs from the other side now, lower on the ground. And he gets by a few players from both teams there. Both good passes. The Bulldogs passing has been crisp. And the Bulldog goalkeeper patiently waiting. Probably freezing, trying to stay warm and loose. And Salino steps in, creates her own opportunity, and a shot on goal saved by the Knights goalie. And goalie allowing her team to get down the field as far as they can. Puts a nice foot under it. It's just hard to get it ahead. I mean, they got nobody fresh to completely clear it too. And these Bulldogs come in great shape. With reliable players off of their bench that they utilize regularly. On the near side, it's some physical play. Number 13 having a day for the Bulldogs. Cassie Cisco, the sophomore. Centers it. Gia Keegan, the junior. Up ahead. Salino, if she can get to it. Down goes the goalie. Is there a whistle? No. It's in front of the goal, and that went off Salino's foot. Finally, deservingly, number 6, the captain, ends up with the goal. Salino, relentless off of the rebound, gets the 6th goal of the day for the Bulldogs. Deservingly so. And always happy a defender when they get a chance to put it in the net. The Bulldogs do. The senior captain, number 6, Nina Salino, goal number 6 for the Bulldogs. 22:52 to go. And they pull it away. Had to do with the goalie going down, but there was no whistle at the time. And it appears they're going to give us a corner kick. So that makes no sense there either. I'm not going to pretend to know what happened. And no, there's just a ball in the corner. Waiting for one. So the goalie puts it back in play. And again, Keegan with it. Up ahead to Salino. And Central tries to clear it. Sacco in the back. And in is Cisco with it. Salino still up in the mix. She wants that back. Keegan over, and Salino with it. Up towards the goal, and she's able to scoop it up on the near side as the goalie for a Central, a little looping shot on the right corner. And I saw them take down the goalie. There was contact, but they allowed him to play after it. So I continued with the call. And back clearing it is Bulldogs. Rafferty on the far side. Octo puts it back to the middle. Keegan. And this is Keegan up ahead. Cisco, nice chip to herself, this space. And she puts it to the far side and just out of the reach of the Bulldogs. Salino just behind it, as well as Keegan and even Octo on the far corner. But a nice pass and play for the Bulldogs. looking at running plays and different things. They're watching this game differently than a fan would. The coaches, that is, and from above. Just due to the fact that the goal didn't stay on the board for the Bulldogs doesn't mean that that wasn't a successful play. In the coach's eyes, and Salino with it again in space, gives it off, and just off the side of the foot for the Bulldogs. Halfway through the second half, score maintains 5-0. Credit to Central. Halfway through, that's 20 minutes. No goals given up. Really are playing a relentless game here, the Central Knights. And the inbounds. Short, in steps Octo from the Bulldogs. Intercepts it and puts a shot up. And the rebound off of her head. Straight to the goalie for the Knights. I'll tell you what, shots on goals to saves, I would like to see her number. Because I'll tell you what, it's probably not a very bad percentage. She's got 5 times the saves as she does shot. Giving up. So the Raiders with possession, trying to get to midfield, can't do it. And here is the Bulldogs with it. That's Keegan who puts it up to the middle. And number 18 looking for her third. Chips it up over to the right, a little bit too far. I think Salino was just a little bit behind it. Good idea, though. That was Baruti on the offense. The senior already has 2 in her pocket. So the Bulldogs 2 near goals. I called 2 goals here in the second half. They have 0. They would have 7 if it was up to me. Inbounds from Central. And again, Fulbert steps in. Just a little too much on it, and back to the goalie it goes. And the goalie puts it middle of the field. Trying to dribble by. The Bulldogs defense forced to retreat a little bit for the first time here in a long time. That's Rafferty. All the way rides the defender out of bounds and will retain possession for the Bulldogs. So when asked for, the Bulldogs able to retreat and defend. And a pop-up far side. And here we go. We have a shot on goal coming up possibly and a whistle offside on the Knights. That might be why we almost had one. We were getting, I'm sure, goalie was getting a little bit excited. And that attempt goes by the wayside. And now Salino trying to run it down in her defense. Bulldogs have a break. Kaylee Lamb puts the shot on goal for the Bulldogs. And able to scoop it up. Marjorie Reyes of the Central Knights. Over halfway through the second half here at Sal Jerry Field, folks. So the Bulldogs, if they are able to maintain and come out of here with a victory, they head to Johnston. Correction, they just came from Johnston. They head to Narragansett on the 21st and then finish the season 3 all-important games versus Exeter, Burrowville, and again Narragansett, all here in Westerly. Bulldogs on the net. Didn't get much of it on the ground. Scooped up by the Knight goalie. Bulldogs again working on different things, different approaches in front of the net. They're not just putting it off of their foot at the goal every single chance that they get. They're definitely working out different things that they are hoping to utilize as the season plays out. Well defended on the far side. And that is Baruti trying to chase it down. Down she goes. And a whistle, so the Bulldogs will have possession. Bulldogs 3-game home run begins the 25th. 1 day off the 27th. No days off the 28th. So 3 games in 4 days right here at Sal or Jerry Field. That's the 25th, 27th, and 28th. The Bulldogs will be here. Live, 6 p.m., all three games. Bulldogs. Inbound, set up. Another scoring opportunity here. Rafferty with the inbound. She goes at the goal with it. And a little too far forward for a pass, a little too much on it. And the same for a shot. Central goalie will put it in play again as the final 15 and a half minutes are winding. So, Division III standings going into this evening. Burrville, League 12-0. Non-League 12-2 irrelevant. But as I said, League 12-0 Burrville. Burrville we face on the 27th, 6 p.m. right here, Westerly High. With the defensive interception, are they able to get a shot on goal here? No, well cleared by Central. Number 2, St. Raphael Academy. The Bulldogs have already faced. They sit at number 2 with a 10-1-1 record. Comfortably at number 2. And Baruti stepping in front, well defended by Central. Number 3 sits Westerly 8-3. Only by one game, Exeter West Greenwich right behind them, 7-4. Westerly's first home game, the 25th, versus Exeter West Greenwich. Huge game as far as playoff positioning. I'm watching the field as I speak, and out of bounds it goes off of Captain Fobert. So all three teams that they play have playoff positioning implications. Westerly likely would love to go in at third seed, which appears to be probably the best that they could do, unless there's some kind of major slide on the parts of either St. Raphael Academy or Burrville, which I do not see. So, that being said, Bulldogs hoping for a 3 spot going into the playoffs, and that would provide them with one or more home games, depending on their play in that game. So, if we want to see them, they want to be around number 3. Number 4 might give them one game. Number 3 could give them the opportunity for 2 or more. Back in front of us at the here and now, 5-0 game. Kudos and a huge compliment to the Central Knights, who have shut out the Bulldogs essentially in the second half. I'm watching the Bulldogs, and I know that they're working out different things on the field, and they're actually doing a good job of it. The score remains at 5. Zerberini, great dribbling, nice passing ahead. On the goal, it goes off the foot of Nina Salino, the captain, saved by the Knights. So the Bulldogs, I know, are working out different plays, working out different shots, working out different passing, and not just trying to get that number up. At the same time, Central doing a great job. Nearly no substitutes, if none at all. Constant defense, constant effort, no quit, clean play, physical play. And the Bulldogs, the same always, Rafferty stepping in on this, up the middle. Each player on the Bulldogs challenging themselves a little more maybe than they normally would. A little extra dribbling. Here's Hake with it. Great pass to the middle, wide open one-timer. It's off of Zerberini's foot, redirected, and then out of bounds off the Knights. So the Bulldogs may be challenging themselves, maybe dribble it a little bit further, maybe make that extra pass, whatever it may be that they may want to do in the future or need to do against these upcoming teams that they're going to face, setting themselves up going into the playoffs. Again, here's a corner kick for the Bulldogs. The more practice, the better they get. Here is Rafferty. Last one's a little too strong. This one's short. On the money. Rebound in the back of the net for the Bulldogs. The goal is good. Let's see the replay, who it went off of. 2 players right there under pressure. Let's see. I'm going to see who they credit that to. There were 3 players there, folks. We are all lost up here in the booth. I'm even looking to the on-field announcer next to me. Great pass. That shows you that it was a great pass on site because put it right in the mess in the middle. And Fobert credited with the goal for the Bulldogs. So it was definitely a deflection, and what a corner kick it was. That assist goes to Rafferty. Fobert using her body. The captain with goal number 6 for the Bulldogs. And deep into territory, Central did get Sacco for the Bulldogs, taking it herself all the way across the field, one side to the other, one end to the other, just to switch position, and does for the Bulldogs. The amount of running they are doing, and I can just say that for Central as well, as they're getting no substitution, is making me tired and hungry, and I can smell the concession stand, which unfortunately I cannot get to. So I know I'll be calling CC O'Brien Sports Cafe. Open Tuesday through Sunday, indoor and outdoor dining, takeout, curbside delivery. Go to ccobrians.com for hours. 22 TVs, NFL on, all games all the time on Sundays. All sports all the time. Great food and drink. CC O'Brien's Sports Cafe. Out of bounds it goes in Westerly territory. The Central Knights are going to put it in play. They're going to throw in from the far corner. Westerly's goalie's excited. They put it on the ground right back. They try to get it and are unable to. Rafferty steps in immediately. And all the way back we are. Salino back to Fobert. Captain to captain. Field has changed completely that quickly. And Fobert right there. Great dribbling skills. Correction, that's not Fobert. That was Lamb. And that's an assist. And goal number 7. That goal also by Maddie Fobert. And that assist comes off the foot of Caroline Wade.
Bulldogs goal by senior number 19, Maddie Fobert.
Great passing assists from all over. Caroline Wade, only a sophomore as well. Great assist. So the Bulldogs starting to put on the numbers that one might have thought the game would have ended as, which I think overall, the way it's worked out, it's probably to the pleasure of the Bulldogs coach. They're putting up the number that it looked like they would have wanted to at the beginning, but they've done it in a myriad of different ways. It just hasn't been attack, put it on the net, put it on the net, put it on the net. They're working different ways, and it's constant pressure. Their passing is precise. Right now, right there off the foot of Zerberini, already pressuring back. And they are up ahead a little too far, and the goalie for the Knights, who has had a decent game of her own. I know it's hard to say that with a 7-0 deficit. What can be expected, really, especially when your defense in front of you also has no substitutions. So, I mean, it's to the credit of the defense of the Knights and the Knights, really, that they're only down by this. This is a good Lady Bulldog team with an even better future, but having a great season right now. This was their warm-up, their test, their game to work things out. Wade's attempted to go just up and away, and they have used it just as it was presented for them. Their road to the playoffs is not an easy one going forward. I do believe they have stamped their spot in it. Now it's just a matter of where. Which also determines whether it will be here or not. And the Bulldogs intercept the pass. Here is Salino's opportunity, and a great one-legged goal, one-legged save by the goalie. Out of bounds it goes, and it is going to stay with Westerly off the right leg of the goalie to prevent Salino from getting on the board. She has been active in front of that goal and robbed on a few good attempts. So the corner kick for the Bulldogs. Deep it goes, run down. Keegan, forward on the far side. And Central able to put it up this side of the field. Sacco runs it down and turns around with it. Off the face of a Bulldog, and she is okay. And that is a tough dog out there. Keegan on the defense with the steal. immediately. And again, the Bulldogs pressure. Down goes Keegan, no whistle, and there's the whistle. A little delayed, but the Bulldogs will take possession in a spot where they can shoot or pass. Let's see what they do. It is going to be junior Gia Keegan with no correction. That is going to be Rafferty with it. And she's going to put it up, chip it over front. Salino, if she can get to it, off of her goalie, the rebound, off the goalie again. And Wade's third attempt to the right of the goal. Salino just can't get one tucked in there by no lack of effort or quality of play. She deserves one for certain. That being said, the Bulldogs, just over 5 minutes left, have made this an exciting 7-0 game, believe it or not, because it's constant pressure. It's been a clean game on both sides. Physical game, a lot of offense, a lot of shots on goal. They've all been for Westerly. And Central trying to clear it again. And it goes out of bounds. It's going to go in Central territory. They're going to throw in to their territory. And we'll do it again. The throw in. And there's a few Bulldogs back in the way. And Keegan with it. Up the center, that's Rafferty. And she puts it way up ahead, just a little, whoa. Salino showing off her speed, just a little too far ahead. And Reyes for the Knights scoops it up. And a resilient Knight team will throw in from the far side. We are Westerly.live, folks. Don't forget, catch us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or Westerly.live on your web browser. We are a product of Nomad Web Solutions from the mind of Shane Belanger, cutting-edge web design and development. Live streams, weddings, memorials, fundraisers. Go to nomadweb.solutions. And the Bulldog throw in. Salino steps in, and Central's able to step in with it. Nobody ahead, but they do have possession midfield. And they are going to be unable to outrun the Bulldogs, which has been the case all day, and that's just what happens with no substitutions. The Bulldogs come in good shape, and fatigue is a factor for every human being, and just having to be out on the field the entire game and still fighting right here impresses me. And that's just what they're doing. They're trying to find a little lane. And there's just 4 Bulldog defenders. And the inability to contact Mark Wright Realtor and locate any open area, Coldwell Banker, Coastal Homes. If you're buying or selling, consider Mark for all of your housing needs. Your satisfaction is Mark's first concern. And we're throwing in from the far side as Central now kind of hoping, watching the clock tick away as we are approaching just added minutes, added time here. And the Bulldog defense backs up, preventing any last minute attempts to break their shutout. We have some big soccer games coming to you folks here, Westerly.live, right here in front of us at Salo Jerry Field. This very team, this very Lady Bulldog squad, 3 huge games come prior to any playoff appearances, and those 3 games will determine whether they will have any playoff appearances and how many in front of us here at Salo Jerry Field. So they come in 8-3, they will go out 9-3 in the league. Firmly in 3rd place, followed in the league by Exeter West Greenwich, who just so happens to play right here in Westerly on the 25th. Bulldogs hit the road to Narragansett on the 21st at 4 p.m. for their next game, and then end the season 3 at home. Exeter West Greenwich, Burrillville, and Narragansett. And we have a player down for Central. Never want to see a player go down. Mike could be cramps at this point. These poor ladies haven't had an opportunity to get off the field. Charlie horses are for certain a possibility. And this game is winding down into its finality, folks. Has been an impressive showing for both teams. I really am. I'm impressed that not one of these Central players quit. Clean team came in. This is a clean ball club. They played physical soccer the entire way. They still haven't quit. Are still fighting to try to get it down there. Their goalie did a great job on her toes the entirety of the game. And then to Westerly, who is relentless, who didn't just come in here kicking it at the goal, trying to score 10 goals however they could get them. No, they worked on becoming a better team, worked on running plays, worked with different players in different spots because they know that they have bigger soccer ahead. And as these final minutes wind down, the Bulldogs wanted to come out as a better team on the field. One more win in the books. And I'm waiting for the final whistle. And another throw in here. And here we go. So a compliment to the Central Knights, and that is going to do it, folks. So the Bulldogs came in 8-3, and they're going to leave 9-3. They wanted to come in and first and foremost leave 9-3 and leave with no injuries. They did those two things. I believe the way that they were able to ascertain their victory makes it even more impressive because they were doing it in so many different ways, trying so many different things. I think their passing was crisp. Their corner kicks, they were doing them, like I said, a myriad of different ways from different players. Everybody got a chance in on the action. There was no let up whatsoever. The game was completely played on their side of the field at their pace. So up to come, a road game in Narragansett and then back here for 3. A lot of important soccer to come for this Lady Bulldog squad. I am the voice, Greg Morano, alongside the owner, Shane Belanger. We have Lisa upstairs. We are Westerly.live, and we will be right here tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Boys Varsity Soccer action. Join us, folks.